here from Portage Country Club again, and I am here to give you a Pilates-inspired workout, and we're going to start on all fours. So let's go ahead and find hands and knees on your mat, keep your toes untucked, and let's just roll ourselves down into that all fours. So nice and vertical to begin with. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, nod your chin, round your shoulders, and just start to round your spine, leaving your hands to hang towards the mat, and then just walk it out so you can have your palms be right under your shoulders and your knees right under your hips, all fours. Your belly's pulled in just a little so that you don't have an excessive arch in your spine. Your head and neck and shoulders are all in the same line. So here, I want you to just start to breathe in and out, focusing that breath into your rib cage. Let's start a little movement of our spine here. I want you to drop your head, round your shoulders, round your back, drop your pelvis, and breathe in, cat stretch. And then start to lift your gaze, open your shoulders, open all the way down to your sits bones into extension. Start at the head, round the neck, head, shoulders, pushing off the mat with your knees, breathe in. And then start to lift the gaze, lift your shoulders open, lower your belly, open up your pelvis. Find that extension again. And then just find a nice flat back here. Pull that belly in, make a nice long line from the crown of your head to the tailbone. And then I want you to shift your weight back, hips towards heels, just going towards a child's pose, and then shift back up to all fours. Just get a little flow going back and forth. A couple more times, just opening up the knees and the hips. One more, and then find your center point again. I want you to take your right arm, slightly bend that right elbow, and lift the left arm out to the side, way up to the sky. Open up your shoulders towards me, and then thread that arm underneath, taking your shoulder under, reaching and looking towards your fingertips, and then flow right up to that opening again. So we're not going to lay our shoulder down as we thread the needle. You're just going to reach across, then lift up, get a little rotation in your spine, tuck it under, and then lift it back up. Now find all fours. You settle in right there. I'm going to turn so you can see my other side. Take those hands right under your hips. We're going to lift up that other arm, reaching fingertips towards ceiling. Take your gaze toward the fingers. Now thread the needle underneath that other arm and then lift it back up. So not resting on your shoulder, we're getting some nice flow into rotation. Let's do one more. Reach, and then find your all fours again. I want you to slowly lower yourself down to your belly. So untuck your toes, take your shoulders wide, arms just a little wider, almost as wide as your mat. Cover your nose off the mat, and just find length in your spine. We're not going to muscle up through our arms, but I just want you to lift with your back, coming up to a baby cobra, and then lower it down. Rise up, and lower down. Just finding a little extension in your spine, waking up the back line of your body, and then one more. Good. Now push those knees back underneath you, shift back towards shelf stretch, belly off your thighs, hands reaching out, drop your chin, rest here for 2 breaths. Then we're going to get to work. I want to swing your legs around and make sure you've got a nice amount of space down back behind you, and then heels are close to your bottom but not jammed up. Nice and relaxed in your low body. I want you to take your hands behind your head, just cradling your head, lift your elbows slightly, take a chin nod, and then exhale, lift up, looking at your thighs. Hold here, breathe, and then lower it down. So it's a 4 breath. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, flex up. Breathe in, hold it, lower it down. Inhale, nod your chin. Exhale, lift head, shoulders, arms. Breathe, hold, lower down. Let's do one more 4 breath like that. Nod, lift, hold, and lower. Let's take it to a 2 breath now. Keeping that low body relaxed. Exhale, come up. Inhale, come down. Exhale, come up. Inhale, come down. As we continue, I want you to think about shortening the gap between your rib and your hips to come up. You're not pulling on your neck. You're using your obliques and your rectus abdominis to pull you up. Keep flexing. And 2 more. Last one, we're going to hold it. Let's hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Good. Take your hands back by your side, palms down. And then we're going to just rock our pelvis. So just think about tipping your pelvis towards your belly button, then letting it go away. Just a couple more rocks, and then we're going to follow it up into a bridge. So rock the pelvis towards your belly button, start to push through those heels, roll through the spine, come up to a bridge, and then exhale, rolling down with control. Remember, you're working both ways, so rock that pelvis, roll it up, hold it briefly, and then slowly control it down. Don't let gravity take you back to the mat too quickly. Roll back up, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe in, hold, and then roll it back down. Good. Those feel really nice, don't they? So then just kind of engage that belly a little bit. Take that pelvis and rock it back just a little bit and hold the contraction that you've got there. You should feel some movement here or tightness here, as if you've got some cellophane squeezing your low belly. Hold that and take your breath into your rib cage. Then lift a leg in the air, and then the other one. We're going to go right into hundreds here, and I'm going to show them to you with tabletop legs. So knees are right over my hips, challenging my low belly, legs in line, as if I could put a tray on my shin and hold it there. If you want to take your legs on the diagonal, you may do that. Remember, if your neck gets tired, put a hand behind your head as we continue. So take that big breath to prepare. Exhale, curl yourself up and off, and start to pump your arms vigorously. And we're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 30. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 40. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 50. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 70. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 80. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 90. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 100. Hold. Slowly lower yourself down. Bring your knees in. Take a big breath. That was really good. Maybe even roll side to side. Good work. Now let's take our feet, flatten them out back to the mat, and then bring them close to your bottom. Hip distance apart with the knees. Hands are by your side. We're going to do a little shoulder bridge series. So take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze your glutes. Lift up like we did in that hip roll warm up. But hold this. Nice long line from shoulders to knees. Squeeze those glutes to hold you. Hold here. Now, I want you to shift your weight to your left leg. Bend your right knee. Lift it up, as if you're going to go back to tabletop legs like in our hundreds. Then lower that leg down, keeping your hips level. Take the left one up and down. So we're marching with those hips lifted in that bridge position, and we're trying to keep the hips from turning side to side. Maybe you need to touch your hips to cue them to stay still, or keep your hands on the mat for stability here throughout the arms and the shoulders. Keep alternating those leg lifts, bent leg. Challenging single leg holds in that bridge. One more right. Good. One more left. Once you get to your bridge, squeeze your glutes, lift up. Let's pulse here 10 times. Up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, lengthen out. And then take it all down. Good. Grab behind your right thigh, stretch your right leg in the air. Roll your ankle one way and then the other as you give yourself a little hamstring stretch. Then lower that leg, lift your other one. Roll those ankles if it feels good. Little gentle pull with those hands behind your thigh, and then reverse. I don't know if you can hear my ankles cracking. Good. Then bend your knee, plant yourself back on the mat. And let's push ourselves over to one side. We're going to let our arm cradle us right here. And I want you to take your legs and flex at the waist just a little bit so the feet are towards the front corner of your mat. Okay? So you've got a slight V shape. Hand in front of you here. You're going to lift that top leg up. And we're going to flex at the hip, the top hip, flex and the foot and
leg reaches forward for 2 counts, then point the toe, reach it back. It stays at hip height. You're going to flex and pulse for 1, 2, reach slightly back of your midline. Then bring it forward, 1, 2, sweep it back. Flex it forward for 1, 2, sweep it back. 1 time more, and sweep it back. Good. Then I want you to bend both knees, so as if you're sitting in a chair. Knees are pointing forward, and you are going to keep your heels together. You can use one hand here if you want for a little extra pressure, but we're going to do some clamshells. So working on hip and glute strength. Give a little pressure here if you like, or just rest your hand here on the side. You're hinging with heels together. Open those knees, squeeze it up, and we're pulsing. In 2 more, we'll pulse. Good, now come up and pulse it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lower that knee and press yourself up to your hip right here. We're going to go right into a side bend before we go to the other side. So I want you to open up this top knee, tuck your bottom foot behind that top ankle, and turn your palm up here. So here's your basic side bend. We're going to push our bottom knee into the mat. We're going to lift that arm up, press the bottom knee to the mat, lift your hips, and take yourself into a side bend. Then take it all the way down. Now if you do this a Pilates class, mat class on a regular basis, and you know that you can go to a full side bend, you may. That would just be stretching out your legs and coming all the way up and over with no hip or knee on the bottom touching. We'll do one more. You choose which one you want to do. Up and over, and then bring it down and around. Then swing yourself over to the other side. Stretch yourself long, cradle your head in your arm, and then make that little V shape, bringing your feet to the front corner of the mat. Stabilizing yourself with your hand on your mat in front of you. You're going to lift that leg to hip height. You're going to flex the foot. Now flex at the hip and pulse 1, 2. Point the leg, sweep it away. Point 1, 2. Sweep that leg away. Flex the foot, flex the top leg, bring it back. Nice long line in the leg, stabilizing your whole body against that big movement of the sweep of the leg. Let's do one more. Reach it forward, pulse 2, reach it all the way back, then stack those legs, bend the knees so that they're pointing straight forward. Give yourself a little extra pressure on the top as you open to your clamshells and close. You can use your hand to give you a little extra pressure, or keep the hand there for stability. Watch the tension in your neck. Use those glutes, outer thigh muscles. Press up. Let's do 2 more, then we'll add those pulses. Reach up. Good. Now lift it up and pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that leg, stack them up, coming up to your side. Use that arm kind of like a kickstand. Open your top knee and tuck your lower leg ankle behind that top foot. Palm up. We're going to inhale. Press that bottom knee into the mat. Lift your hips, round your side body, and then come down. Good. Inhale, up and over, and then bring it down. Couple more. If you want to go to that full side plank, you may. You know what you can do, and challenge yourself. And then up and over, last one. Come on down. We're going to take ourselves back to all fours. I want you to tuck your toes this time and have your knees and ankles pressing in together so they're connected. Pretend you've got a towel or a piece of paper between your knees and you're going to lift that off the mat. So toes are tucked. We're going to take a breath in, push through our toes and the heel of our hands, hover those knees above the mat. Just a couple inches, hold, and then lower it down. Take it up, hover, hold, lower it down. Watch that your head is in line with your upper back. Don't let your head just sag, and look where you're working. Look at the top of your fingers on the mat. Nice. One more time. Lift, hold, and lower. Now walk your hands about 4 inches more forward. Shift your hips forward so your Shoulders are right over your fingertips again. Now keeping those toes tucked, same exercise, but now we're lengthened out a little bit, working towards plank. Take a breath in, pull in your belly, lift those knees, hold, hover, lower it down. Breath in, lift the knees to hover, hold it down. Let's do 2 more. Hover, hold, lower, and last one. Good. Now you can keep it there, or if you'd like, stretch those legs out once we lift and come to a full plank. So take a breath in, exhale, lengthen those legs, take your shoulders right over your wrist, find that full plank, squeezing everything nice and strong. Belly pulled in, head, neck, shoulders all in one line, squeezing and holding. If you want to add some movement here, you're going to lift that right leg up, point the toe, flex the foot, pull it back down. Lift the left leg up, point the toe, flex the foot, pull it down. Keeping the hips nice and square to the mat. Continue to alternate back leg lifts in your plank position. Or hold your modified plank for another few seconds. 1 more to the left. Good. Find your plank again. Drop to your knees. Shift yourself back. You can go to a child's pose. Just take a few breaths here to recover. 1 more. And then work forward, flip yourself to your back. Let's finish with a little ab series, and then we'll be done with this short Pilates exercise. I want you to come back to your back. Bring your right knee in, then your left. Hug into a nice little ball. Lift the head, shoulders off. Curl yourself up. Good. Now keep this flexion in your upper body. Stretch your left leg long, hug your right knee in. Then switch it up. Single leg stretch. We're going to go a little quicker. And exhale, exhale, exhale. We're going to go right into our obliques. Same leg movement. Now bring your hands behind your head and flex up. Keep flexing up. Keep twisting towards that bent knee as it comes in. And exhale for another 3, 2, last 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Reach out on the diagonal. Circle around. No break between. If you need to take a break, put your head down. But we're going full force here. Inhale, exhale, 2 more. Last 1. Good. Keep flexed up. Reach your legs to the sky. Hold that right leg. Pulse the left one 2 times. Switch scissors and scissor and scissor. Good. Pulse 1, 2, 1, 2. You're getting a little hamstring stretch, but you're also working your belly. 1 more. Each side. Good. Knees in, head, nose to knees. Lower it down. Good. Stretch your whole body long. Fingertips and feet reach away. Big breath in. Good. Take your knees in again. You can just push yourself up to a seated or curl yourself up, rocking and rolling. Rolling like a ball. Come up to seated. And I'll turn towards you. Let's take a big breath in. And exhale it out. 1 more. I thank you for joining me for this little short Pilates session. Bye.